Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we uncover the hidden value behind ordinary looking coins that could change your life. And today we are diving into a fascinating story that might make you rush to your drawer of old change because ever wondered if that forgotten coin lying around is actually a hidden gold mine. You would be shocked to know how many everyday people are unknowingly holding onto a small fortune. And today's spotlight is on a legendary Canadian coin that collectors cannot stop talking about. The Canada 1 cent that traces its roots back to the historic 1948 issue, a coin struck during a critical moment in Canada's monetary history, making it incredibly desirable across North America. Many people confuse it with later dates like 2005 and spend it without a second thought, but the real treasure lies in identifying the correct year and details, especially the date and overall condition, because when this coin is found in excellent shape with sharp details and minimal wear, its market value is skyrocketing right now and serious collectors are paying premium prices to own one. What makes this coin so special is its limited availability, historical importance, and the fact that many were lost to circulation over time, meaning high-grade examples are becoming harder and harder to find. This is why experts are urging people not to ignore their loose change, not to rush and spend old pennies, but instead take a closer look, examine the date carefully. Check the surface, edges, and design, because you might be holding a coin that is worth far more than its face value, sometimes even turning a simple 1-cent piece into a massive payday. So before you toss that old coin aside, take a moment to inspect it, because your next big discovery could already be in your pocket. Let me know in the comments if you have this coin or if you are going to check your collection right now. And don't forget to follow Old Coins Prices for more incredible hidden gems and real coin stories that could make you rich. We are diving into a coin that might be quietly sitting in your drawer without you ever realizing its true potential. Because imagine holding a small, ordinary-looking Canada 1 cent coin that most people would ignore or even throw away. But what if that simple piece of change was actually a legendary collector's item with a story stretching back through generations? The Canada 1 cent from key historical years like 1867, 1948, and even the highly discussed 1992 issues has captured massive attention among collectors across North America, especially coins from 1948 which were minted during a rare transitional period in Canadian history, making them far more desirable than most people think. These coins become extremely valuable when found in great condition with clear details, sharp edges, and minimal wear, and while many examples are only worth $1 or $2 today, prices are steadily rising as demand increases and high-quality pieces disappear from circulation. Collectors are always searching rolls, jars, and old collections hoping to uncover that one perfect coin, because sometimes the real treasure is not about instant millions but about steady value growth and historical significance. So before you spend that old penny or toss it aside, take a closer look at the date, condition, and details. Because you might be holding a small piece of Canadian history that could turn into a surprising payday in the future. Check your pockets, your drawers, and your old coin jars, and if you find one of these Canada 1 cent coins, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to follow Old Coins Prices for more hidden gems that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood coins that collectors across North America are hunting for right now, the legendary Canada 1 cent that has shocked everyday people when they suddenly realized the small brown coin sitting quietly in an old drawer, a piggy bank, or a jar of mixed change was not just spare money but a powerful piece of history with serious value attached to it. Because when people talk about valuable Canadian pennies, many get confused by dates and designs, but the true star of today's story is the 1948 Canada 1 cent, a coin born in a dramatic moment in Canadian history, a year that marked a major transition for the nation and forever changed its coinage. Because in 1947 King George VI removed the title Emperor of India from his name after India gained independence. And as a result the Royal Canadian Mint had to redesign the obverse legend on all coins, but the new dies were not ready immediately, which created a rare and fascinating situation in 1948 where only a very limited number of cents were struck, making this one of the lowest mintage Canadian pennies of the modern era. And this single historical detail is exactly why collectors go wild when they see that simple 1948 date under the maple leaves. Because scarcity plus history equals demand, and demand is what drives prices higher and higher over time. Especially when more people enter the hobby and start realizing how few of these coins actually exist in high condition today. And here is where the story becomes truly exciting for everyday viewers, because unlike ancient gold coins locked away in museums, the 1948 Canadian cent was a circulation coin, meaning it was used by normal people to buy bread, milk, and newspapers, which means many were worn down, scratched, damaged, or lost, making clean examples incredibly hard to find today. And if you happen to own one that escaped heavy circulation, with strong details on the maple leaves, clear lettering, minimal wear on King George VI's portrait, and a smooth original surface, you could be holding a coin that collectors are willing to pay serious money for, because in circulated condition it may already be worth many times its face value, but in higher grades the price jumps dramatically, and in near mint or uncirculated condition examples have been known to sell for eye-opening amounts at auctions, with values ranging from hundreds to well over $1,000 depending on grade, eye appeal, and certification, which is why people searching through inherited collections or old family jars sometimes experience that heart-stopping moment when they finally notice the date and realize they are holding a key date coin that most people will never find in their lifetime. And what makes this even more powerful is that many Canadians and collectors in the United States are not fully aware of how rare this cent really is. So examples still surface quietly, sold cheaply at flea markets, mixed into bulk lots, or overlooked in old albums, and that is why we always say on old coins prices never assume a small coin means small value, because value is created by rarity, history, and condition, not size. And if you want to check your own coins properly, you should start by looking closely at the date under good lighting, confirming it clearly reads 1948 with no damage or corrosion hiding the numbers. Then examine the maple leaves on the reverse for sharp lines and separation. Check the rim for dents, and look at the portrait for flatness or heavy wear, because every tiny detail matters when collectors evaluate price. And if you believe you have a strong example, it may be worth having it authenticated or graded, since certified coins often sell for significantly more due to buyer confidence. And while we talk about prices going up, it is important to understand why the market keeps moving. Because demand for Canadian key date cents has been increasing steadily as more collectors build complete date sets, investors diversify into tangible assets, and social media spreads awareness of rare coins faster than ever before, meaning that coins once known only to specialists are now being hunted by thousands of new eyes. And this creates competition, and competition pushes prices upward, especially for coins like the 1948 cent where supply is permanently limited and cannot increase. And this is why many experts believe that high-grade examples will continue to rise over time, making them not just collectible treasures but potential long-term stores of value. And the most exciting part of all is that this journey often begins in the most ordinary places: a dusty drawer, a forgotten tin, a box passed down from grandparents, or a handful of coins saved without any idea of their future importance, because history has a funny way of hiding wealth in plain sight. And the people who benefit are the ones curious enough to look closer, patient enough to learn, and smart enough not to spend first and ask questions later, which is exactly why channels like Old Coins Prices exist, to open your eyes to the hidden stories and silent value resting inside everyday objects. So before you dismiss that old Canadian penny as nothing special, take a moment, check the date, study the details, and remember that a single cent from 1948 can tell a story of empire, independence, scarcity, and collector passion all at once, and it just might turn out to be one of the most valuable small discoveries you ever make. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever checked your old Canadian coins? Do you own a 1948 cent? Or have you ever discovered a valuable coin by accident? Let me know in the comments. Keep searching, keep learning, and don't forget to follow Old Coins Prices for more hidden gems waiting to be found. We are diving deep into a coin that almost nobody pays attention to but many people unknowingly have sitting in drawers, jars, wallets, and old collections, Because ever wondered if that old change sitting in your drawer is actually a hidden gold mine? You would be shocked to know how many everyday people are holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. And that is exactly why today we are talking about a legendary and highly talked about coin, the Canada 25 cent, connected to the historic 1948 Canada 1 cent era, a period that changed Canadian coinage forever, making coins from this time incredibly desirable to collectors across North America and beyond. Because 1948 was a turning point year when Canada removed the word imperator from its coins after gaining greater independence, which instantly made coins associated with this era more collectible and historically important. And when we talk about rarity in coin collecting, it is not just about how old a coin is but about its story, its condition, its minting history, and the demand surrounding it. And this is where many people get confused because they casually spend coins without realizing that condition is everything. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance can be worth only a few cents if it is worn out, scratched, or damaged. But if the same coin is found in great condition with clear details, strong strikes, original luster, and minimal wear, its value can multiply dramatically. And that is why collectors are paying close attention to these Canadian cents and quarters connected to the 1948 transition period. Because supply is limited and demand keeps growing as more collectors enter the market every year, especially younger collectors who are discovering coin collecting through social media, YouTube, and online auctions. And when demand rises faster than supply, prices naturally start to climb. Which is why current market values are skyrocketing and surprising even longtime collectors. Some coins that were ignored for decades are now selling for impressive amounts depending on grade and eye appeal. And the most exciting part is that many of these coins were saved by ordinary people who had no idea they were holding on to something special. Maybe a grandfather kept it in a small box. Maybe it was mixed in old change passed down through generations. Or maybe it was simply forgotten in a drawer. And this is exactly why I always tell you never rush to spend old coins without checking the date, the design, and the condition, because one quick look could save you from accidentally spending something that collectors would gladly pay real money for. And when it comes to the Canada 1 cent from the 1948 era, collectors look closely at the portrait details, the lettering sharpness, the color of the copper, and any signs of cleaning, because cleaned coins often lose value even if they are rare. While original untouched surfaces are highly prized, and grading plays a huge role in determining the final price, coins graded higher by professional services can sell for many times more than raw ungraded examples. And this is where patience and knowledge come into play, because selling too fast without understanding what you have can mean leaving money on the table. And in today's market, we are seeing increased interest not just from Canadian collectors but from American and international buyers as well, which pushes prices even higher, and online platforms have made it easier than ever for collectors to compete for the best examples, driving bidding wars on well-preserved coins. And that is why even a coin with a face value of just 1 cent or 25 cents can turn into something far more valuable than anyone ever expected. And this is not about hype but about history, rarity, and collector psychology. Because people love owning a piece of the past, especially one connected to an important national change. And as more people learn about these coins, fewer of them remain hidden, making surviving high-quality examples even scarcer over time. And this creates a powerful cycle where awareness increases demand, demand increases value, and value encourages more searching. So if you have old Canadian coins, do not ignore them. Take them out, examine them under good light, compare them with reference images, and consider getting expert advice before making any decision. Because that simple step could turn an overlooked coin into a meaningful payday. And stories like these are why coin collecting is not just a hobby but a treasure hunt that anyone can join, regardless of age or background. All it takes is curiosity and a little knowledge, and that is exactly what we try to share here every single day. So before you toss that old change aside or spend it without thinking, remember that history does not always sit in museums. Sometimes it hides quietly in your pocket waiting for the right person to notice it. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever found an old Canadian coin in your collection or change? Did you ever discover something valuable when you least expected it? Share your story in the comments because your experience might inspire someone else to start looking. And don't forget to follow Old Coins Prices for more hidden gems, rare coin stories, and valuable discoveries that prove treasure can be closer than you think. We're diving deep into a coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket, drawer, or old coin collection, yet it holds the potential to completely change your perspective on everyday currency. Imagine finding a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, something as simple as a 2001 Canada 25 cents. But upon closer inspection, it turns out to be an incredibly rare and highly sought-after treasure. Coins like these are not just pieces of metal. They are fragments of history, small artifacts that carry the story of a nation, the artistry of the mint, and the thrill of discovery. Now, what makes this particular coin so special is not just the year it was minted, but also its rarity and condition. Collectors across North America are on the lookout for pristine examples, because when a coin survives decades without wear, scratches, or corrosion, it suddenly becomes far more valuable than its face value. In the case of the 2001 Canada 25 cents, the market value has been skyrocketing, with some examples fetching as much as $1,500 depending on their grade, eye appeal, and historical significance. But this story doesn't stop there. Many people hold coins from the 1948 Canada 1 cent series, which are directly related in terms of minting history and variations. These coins were struck during a fascinating era when the Canadian Mint was experimenting with different compositions, designs, and even subtle mistakes that now make certain pieces highly collectible. Some coins carry tiny die cracks, double strikes, or variations in the mint mark that can completely change their value overnight. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike have been hunting for these coins for years, scouring flea markets, garage sales, and even checking the loose change in their pockets, because finding one in excellent condition can mean a payoff far beyond what most people ever expect. The beauty of coin collecting is that the story behind the coin is just as important as its monetary worth. Each scratch, shine, and minting detail tells a story of how it traveled through time, exchanged hands, and survived the wear of decades. So, before you toss that handful of change into the cash register or piggy bank, take a moment to examine each coin carefully. Look for the year, study the mint mark, and notice even the smallest differences in color, weight, or strike quality. Even a coin that seems mundane at first could be hiding a massive payday if it turns out to be one of these rare variations. And here's the secret many people don't realize: the market for collectible coins is only growing. Enthusiasts are willing to pay premium prices for coins that are rare, historically significant, or in exceptional condition, and what might seem like a simple quarter today could be tomorrow's multi-thousand-dollar treasure. That's why your old coins, those sitting forgotten in drawers, jars, or envelopes, might be worth a closer look. Collecting coins is not just about the money, it's about preserving history, appreciating craftsmanship, and the excitement of discovery. Imagine the thrill of picking up a coin you thought was ordinary, and realizing it could be worth more than a car, a vacation, or even a small home improvement project. Every coin has a story, and sometimes, it's the coin that least looks like a treasure that turns out to be the most valuable. So, take your time, examine your collection, and don't overlook the years like 2001 or the 1948 Canada 1 cent, because hidden gems are everywhere. Keep in mind that condition matters immensely. A coin that has been cleaned improperly or damaged may lose a significant portion of its value, while a coin that has been preserved in its original state could command astonishing prices. Experts often emphasize that grading plays a crucial role in determining value, and even tiny differences in how a coin appears can separate a common piece from a collector's prize. This is why professional appraisals, careful research, and attention to detail are essential. And the excitement doesn't end there. The thrill of spotting a rare coin among ordinary change is unmatched, the kind of discovery that sparks a lifelong passion, or even changes your financial situation in unexpected ways. So, next time you open your wallet or dig through an old jar of coins, remember that something as small as a 2001 Canada 25 cents, or a 1948 Canada 1 cent, might be more than just pocket change. It could be a hidden treasure that collectors have been searching for years. Don't just let it slip by. Study it, value it, and consider its potential. Who knows, that coin you've overlooked could be your gateway into the fascinating world of rare coins, history, and unexpected fortune. Check the date, notice the details, and explore the possibilities. And if you do happen to own one of these extraordinary coins, share your story in the comments because every collector's find deserves to be celebrated. Stay tuned, follow our channel, and keep hunting for those hidden gems, because you never know when an ordinary coin will reveal itself as an extraordinary treasure. Combined with the historical significance and the subtle minting details that differentiate it from countless others produced in circulation, adds to its allure and potential value. For those who might still be skeptical, it's worth noting that the coin's appeal isn't just about age, it's about the story it carries, the uniqueness of its minting errors, and the growing interest from collectors who are always searching for items that stand out in terms of scarcity and condition. Every tiny scratch, every gleam of the original finish, and every perfectly struck detail can add tremendous value, making even a single coin a potential treasure. Imagine the excitement of sifting through your old change and discovering that one coin that could make a difference, not just financially but historically, connecting you to a moment in time that has been preserved through careful minting. Collectors often share stories of stumbling upon coins in family collections, finding one with the precise date, mint mark, and condition that elevates it from a common piece to a rare gem worth hundreds or even thousands. That's why it's crucial to carefully examine your coins, noting the year, condition, and any unique characteristics that might indicate rarity or historical significance. Even a coin that seems insignificant at first could be a key piece in a collection, highly sought after by enthusiasts who understand its true value. In today's market, interest in vintage and rare coins is growing exponentially, fueled by a combination of nostalgia, historical appreciation, and the potential for investment. The 2005 Canada 5 cents is a prime example of this phenomenon, demonstrating that even relatively modern coins can hold immense value if they meet the right criteria. It's not just about having old coins, it's about having the right ones, preserved in conditions that collectors prize. So, don't just let your coins sit in a drawer, take the time to inspect them closely. Look for the date, the mint mark, and any distinctive features that could signal rarity. Consider consulting collectors' guides or online resources to better understand what to look for, because knowledge is your first step toward uncovering hidden treasures. As more people discover the true potential of coins like this, the market continues to grow, creating opportunities for everyday people to turn forgotten change into substantial finds. The thrill of uncovering a rare coin is matched only by the satisfaction of knowing you've preserved a piece of history while potentially profiting from it. Coins like the 2005 Canada 5 cents, tied to historical significance and exceptional demand, show that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries are hiding in plain sight. So, take a closer look at your collection, share your finds, and engage with fellow enthusiasts to learn more about the hidden gems that might be right under your nose. You never know, one careful glance at your coins today could lead to a massive payday tomorrow, and more importantly, it could connect you to a fascinating story of history, craftsmanship, and value that spans decades.